I'm Wendy Bauman, and I'm President and CEO of the Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation, better known as WWBIC, that was founded in 1987 and has been going gangbusters ever since. And we are here today on this new series that we have in 2021, WWBIC Cooking Up Business. And this series, like the other shows we've already aired, first talks a little bit about individuals and their story in life, and then about their entrepreneurial journey and how they thought about starting this business and growing this food and beverage business that they have, be it a restaurant or a coffee shop or a catering business. And then, of course, since it says cooking up business, we need to do an actual little cooking. So we'll have a live demonstration. Usually it's one great food item that is part of the business owner's restaurant or catering. So we'll hear about that today. And I think I heard something about meatloaf happening today, but we'll see. And then, of course, we'll end with our entrepreneurs and business owners giving some advice to you as an entrepreneur thinking of starting a business, or to you as a food and beverage business owner that maybe is struggling a little bit. Life's been hard for everybody, or that wants to grow, or that just would really benefits from some encouraging words of wisdom from entrepreneurs who have successfully started and grown and are running businesses and employing people. So today we have Angela and Benny Smith, the heart of Milwaukee, with Daddy Soul Food. I love their food, macaroni and cheese. I'm like real like low salt and, you know, dieting all the time, but their macaroni and cheese is just in my mind to die for. Not only do they have this beautiful restaurant and restaurants they'll talk about, but their catering and the way they handle their catering is exemplary and excellent. And we are so proud that we've been able to work with them over the years as they started and grown their business. So Angela and Benny, I toss it off to you to welcome everybody and maybe talk a little bit about you as individuals first. And, you know, if you want to bring in the food piece, fine. Or if you just want to talk about yourself as individuals and growing up and where you're from, we'd love to hear about that.
Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome to our kitchen. This is our home kitchen. I'm Angela Smith of Daddy Soul Food and Grill, and this is
Benny Smith, chef of Daddy Soul Food and Grill.
I guess we'll say a little bit about us. I grew up as a little girl in the south side of Chicago. My family comes from Arkansas and also Mississippi, down in New Orleans. So there's a lot of Southern cooking in our background. And some of the recipes that we use at Daddy's come from my family's recipes. People always ask, you back there cooking? I'm not back there cooking, but a lot of my family's recipes is something that you're enjoying back in the, you know, when you come get some food. Right, my specialty pretty much is in business. So I'm the business part of the restaurant.
Gotta have business.
Gotta have the business, right. But I also get on the grill, or I waitress, I serve, I mop, I clean.
Do it all, y'all. She do it all.
I do whatever I have to do to make sure the business stays strong. And this is our chef.
Well, good. Hello, everyone. Actually, my father was a culinary chef, and what amazed me, he would cook without recipes. And I was so fascinated as a young boy. He would take me to the country club, and I just like going because I can eat free, you know. Some of the sous chefs bring their kids, and we'd meet up and go bowling and different things down at the country club. But I would watch him as he was in the kitchen as a young lad, and how he would command the kitchen with 500 plates at the same time. It was like a dominoes. I mean, they was going out 500. I said, wow, it was so fascinating to me as a young boy. I didn't really get a love for cooking until I got older, when I decided to go ahead to culinary school and actually pursue the cooking degree that I wanted to do. And I really love cooking. It's actually, people don't understand, cooking is an art. And we're going to talk about that a little later about why it's an art, because you can put so much other stuff to it if you know the basic concept of it. I'm from a down south. My mother and father taught me how to say yes, ma'am, yes, sir, open the door, step out the way for a senior citizen. I was taught real good morals. And I try to bring all that in my own restaurant as well.
Yeah. Yep. So that's this little background.
This is a little bit of it.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, my daughter lived for a little bit in Mississippi, so I visited her a few times, and it was great to have some food there, and traveled around the South too. But it's good to hear where really people came from, because part of that reflects on who they are right now and what they're doing. And yeah, I wanted to be clear, the actual name of the restaurant is Daddy's Soul Food and Grill, because that grill part's important too.
It
Good.
absolutely
So
is.
now tell us about the entrepreneurial piece, and also bravo, Milwaukee Bucks. Yay. Love the home team piece. Love the home team piece.
That win.
Entrepreneurship, I believe, is so important because growing up, my grandfather owned his own grass cutting business, and I would go out with him. And he also owned his own home. He owned his own corner store, and we loved to take the trip down to Alabama to go to Granddaddy house. I remember sitting on that soda pop machine, drinking that soda for free, eating that ice cream cone for free because of my granddaddy. And I watched him when he did the grass cutting business. He was a really tall, slender man, and he had all his equipment. And I watched how he had his own business. That was, I guess, inbred into me to actually pursue making a destiny for your own self. I didn't understand it at that time, but I watched him as he go out and do different various customers and different yards and different homes. And he would do that. It was his own business. And he would pack it up for the end of the day, and he would close out the day, and he would rest, and he had all his own equipment. And that was very fascinating to know that this was his own business. He was doing this for his own self. That entrepreneurship, I didn't know was bred in me at that young age.
I'm a little different. We had different sides of the family.
Right,
so
right.
my mom's side, they were pretty much government workers, city workers. Make sure you have a pension and retirement, that type of thing.
Well, you can get that with the,
Yeah, with entrepreneurship. But my father's side, my family ran a farm. There's a farm down in Mississippi. Got a little family name on it, everything. I found that out when I found my father's side of the family not too long ago. So I believe that just business mindedness is what was pretty bred in me. Because when you think about it, not everyone can be an entrepreneur. It takes a lot of work.
when I say a lot of work,
It takes a lot of work and commitment. So you have to remind yourself that sometimes the security of having a salary job somewhere is good, but then you could be let go. So that's when your entrepreneurship has to kick in,
right.
and you have to do things for yourself.
Can I say this right quick on the
business
sidebar? When you're married, a woman wants security.
Security.
They don't want a hope and a dream. They want a security.
So I kept working.
You're sharing.
I had to make this work. Yeah.
You're sharing the sage advice here, Benny, at the early.
Yes, they want security. What you doing? You ain't gonna want hope and a dream, no.
Okay, now Daddy's soul
I
food.
found that out. Women want when the check coming in. What?
Yeah. So Daddy's Soul Food, was that your first business venture, the two of you?
No. I started.
No?
I hit and miss.
He's done so many things, Wendy. He really has.
No, I started the business. Actually, I started the Soul Food restaurant. It was called a different name, and it had groundwork. It was up and coming.
B.I. Smith's Catering.
Yeah, and I was in the elevator one day, and I had my hat on and my badge, name tag. I had a couple orders. I was in the elevator with these ladies, and they was talking. Girl, they were sniffing. And, what's that? I pulled up. I pulled up a menu out so quick. There's a menu. B.R. Smith's Catering, and they took the menu, and next thing you know, it was the 7th floor down Wisconsin building. I started getting the 3rd floor, the 5th floor, and the 7th floor. Business was picking up, but what happened was my father had cancer, and him and my mom is estranged, so they were separated. So I put everything aside. Now I hope I don't get much when I get talking about my father, because the business is named after my father, Daddy Soul Food and Grille. We'll talk about that later. But I hope I don't get much when I talk about my own dad. But I put everything aside, and I told my wife, and she was so helpful with me. My dad was in Frater Hospital with cancer. He had stage 4 lymphoma, and he didn't have anyone but me. So I was there with him from January 31st all the way to Easter till he passed. He passed on Easter Day. And every day I was with him. We went through 3 phases of chemo, but he didn't make it. And at that time, I wasn't working a job, and we were losing behind on bills. And, income coming in.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
It was a really
just
rough
my
patch.
income was coming.
So that was a little bit the precursor to the current Daddy Soul Food.
It was because that let me see what I needed to do then. And so I
get serious about it.
I went out and got a job. We about to lose our home. I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna be real, because this is real time. We about to lose our home. Actually, we was actually in foreclosure.
Yeah.
And so I had to go out and get a job. I got a job. I secured a job. We paid everything off. Had a few dollars in the banking account. And next thing you know, the owner called me about
Open our own
restaurant. And I was like, huh?
We just got settled and secure.
What? You know, so
Yeah.
that was my dream. That's what I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do it. I know I wanted to do it. I know that if I started it, I put my all in all, because everything I do, I put my 200%. And he said, you want to start your business? I said, how you know I want to start a business?
Yeah.
So first thing I had to do was get the wife approval.
And he got it.
And she said,
we got to work.
when she said yes, it was a done deal.
Beautiful. Okay, so then you decide to start this business. Real quick here, we want to keep it moving. Who did you turn to? Did you do a business plan? Did you need a business loan? Let's talk about that.
Oh my God, did we ever? Go ahead.
When we decided to do the business, because he can cook, but then there's a whole lot more to actually
Absolutely.
opening up a
Right.
storefront restaurant, somewhere you have to like actually turn a key and start business. So the developer that I was working with, John Hennessy, I don't know, he has no problem with me mentioning him.
Of course.
He helped me to go through what we needed to do that he knew of. And the other part, I had to work with people from the down at the city, the health department. But he helped with my business plan. I was kind of used to doing business plans because my secular degree is in business management. But making one to that magnitude to show that we'll be able to make enough money to pay back somebody's loan who don't know you, he really helped me to do that. And we did the business plan, all the forecasts, everything looked beautiful in the book.
1 year, 2 year, 5 year.
5 year. Oh, we just had it all laid out, maybe, but our credit just wasn't where it needed to be.
And I thought I was doing
You had
something.
stuff.
Our future looked good, but our past was haunting us.
But see, that's when Wibby came into play. When
Yes.
I'll say, when we first started out, we went to Wibby. I mean, I've never ever been to a place where they help you. They actually held our hand,
Through the whole process.
showed us what we needed to do, and they was able to get us the starting money that we needed,
to get the equipment,
get
for
the equipment that we needed. In respect to the business plan, in your vision, you have to lay out your vision on paper.
Sure.
They asked us, what is it that you're projecting to make? Because this is the first year. So I projected X amount of dollars, X amount of customers,
Yeah.
and we
So many
put it on
sales.
paper.
Mhm.
And we had to submit that to the owner. And Wibby helped us out in getting us the income. When Wibby gave us the okay, Angela, you don't know how,
The weight
sometimes,
lifted, because the
you know,
traditional banks wouldn't
right,
touch us.
sometimes when
Yeah.
you hoping on a dream and you just need somebody to say yes. And when Wibby said yes, I mean, we credit
It's like
wasn't
they
that
bought
good.
into our dream.
Yes, and they said, yeah, we'll help you. And they didn't know us, but they said, yeah. And that was all we needed. I said, you mean they said, yes, you got the loan, we can get it? I mean, it was so, I was so on cloud nine
The weight
because
was lifted. Yeah.
they believed in me. I mean, I believed in myself, but when somebody else believes in you,
Especially when you need their money.
yes, and help you, I said, baby, we're gonna pay every dime back. We're gonna pay every penny back, but we're gonna do our vision. That's all we needed. And we just went off.
We went on with that. Our first amount was $10,000.
$10,000. We spent it up.
Some companies may think that's all,
Yeah,
but that's what we needed. And we started
The
from there.
equipment to get it going. And then you had a couple subsequent loans too.
Yes, and to help us grow. We had a couple of more, I think another 25,000. We were about 2 years in, and then another 25,000 when we were about 4 years in. So that really truly helped us continue to grow to what we're looking at, like what we look like today.
Good. Give us a quick snapshot of today, just in terms of restaurants, catering, and number of employees, and then let's cook.
Oh, okay. Well, today we have 2 restaurants.
Yeah.
Daddy's Soul Food and Grill located at 754 North 27th Street
And
in Milwaukee. And then Daddy's on Blue
Blue
Mound.
Mile, 6108 West Blue Mile,
In
we serve
Wauwatosa.
breakfast all day. Sometimes you don't want to eat heavy. You just want to get those chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
Oh my God, chicken and waffles to die for. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Everything.
I haven't been at that one yet. I want to go to that one. I haven't been
Oh
there
my
yet.
God.
Yeah.
And it's right down on Blue Mile, so everybody's driving down there for the Bucks game, for the
For the
Brewer
Brewers
game,
game,
and stopping in and saying, hey, this is nice outdoor seating. We do have an awesome catering. We actually, right now, we have a contract with the city that
With the county.
with the county, that we serve Tuesdays and Thursdays.
To our seniors.
To our
Yeah,
seniors. We
seniors.
serve
Beautiful.
80 to 90 lunches on Tuesdays or Thursday, and we have a menu that is set, that we serve them. Catering is awesome, it's picking up. We do have a lot of big caterings coming up, 250.
And wedding rehearsals are just
Oh my
something
God.
else right now. So we do a lot of,
Nice.
Yes,
we do
hors
the
d'oeuvres. I
breakfast.
love the hors d'oeuvres, walking hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah. The walking on
So,
there.
in
That's a lot
terms
of
of
work.
catering, yeah, it is. So how many employees roughly right now altogether?
Right now, we are at about 18 employees. You said altogether. So
When I
that's
do
about-
payroll, I said, oh my
That's
goodness.
about 20 employees because I forgot, I
Okay.
got to put the other staff in our third shift because we
Yeah.
run 3 shifts over at Daddy's.
Great, amazing, amazing. Okay, let's cook. Meatloaf.
Okay, how much of time I got to cook?
You got about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay, well,
Okay,
let me
12, 12.
have at it.
Okay, let me do my math. First,
Okay.
everyone, today we're cooking meatloaf and we're cooking cabbage and some rolls, go very light menu. And meatloaf is not hockey pucks with, burnt hockey pucks. I grew
Yeah,
up with
it gotta
meatloaf
be.
and hockey pucks. It's not that.
It's nice and juicy.
Food is also, today we're gonna use this RoboCoop, and I'm gonna talk to you about the ingredients that we put in these, in this meatloaf, because meat has its own flavor. I'm gonna crack 6 eggs right quick. I said, you gonna crack all those eggs? Yeah, I'm gonna crack all those eggs. It won't take long.
One-handed crack, that's a classic chef move. I do my eggs all one-handed too.
Grab the mushrooms with the eggs. Actually, is the binder of the meat.
Okay,
When we cook eggs in the heat, it actually binds anything that's touching. There's a method to the madness. Can we put that in for me, huh?
you did your dry ingredients first, then the wet ingredients.
So sometimes you can fine dice a lot of the foods, but if you puree it blends right into the meat. And
Okay.
and it cooks so well and it tastes so delicious. Next thing is onions. Now this is 5 pounds of meat we're using today. At our restaurant on a given Wednesday, when it's a meatloaf special, we use 30 pounds of
Yes.
meatloaf for
Wow.
the given day. And sometimes we run out. Chef, we got a meatloaf. Well, we're gonna do barbecue chicken.
Those aren't good days
You know,
because
people
the dinner
love-
crowd comes
People
like,
love the meatloaf.
Are those tomatoes or are those red peppers?
RoboCoop really takes these coarse vegetables and really puree them really nice.
I told Ben it's funny that we're making meatloaf today and wearing a buck, because Coach Ham comes in on Wednesday eating that meatloaf, so
Yes,
that's
he
a
does.
good thing.
Benny,
So it's all
Angela, were
about
those
knowing-
tomatoes?
Were
those tomatoes or red peppers?
We got
What's that?
12 minutes left.
what's that, Wendy?
Were those tomatoes or red peppers you put in?
Those
Those
were
are
red
peppers.
Red
Yeah.
peppers, okay. Good.
See
I
how-
couldn't quite
see how
see.
read that?
Nice, nice.
Okay,
Now,
last
this is
onion.
this is a unique meatloaf recipe.
They had it.
Okay, so next thing you want to do, when to crack these other 12 eggs, because you do the 6 eggs to actually help with the pureeing of the other ingredients. So the 12 eggs is then the actual finishing touch of the binder for the meatloaf with the 5 pounds.
And then, Benny, you used white onions, or can you use also yellow onions? What's your preferred onion for this?
I prefer to use the white onions.
White
They
onion.
have a more sweeter flavor. You can use red onions, but the whiter onions have a more sweeter flavor. It combines more with the red peppers. The red peppers are green or yellow peppers. Green peppers are kind of bland. Red peppers are more richer, more flavorful than the green or yellow peppers. So
Okay.
after we put the 12 eggs in there, we throw 3 tablespoons of bouillon in there. That finishes it off. Finish that off.
And that's also gonna add a lot of flavor.
Finish that off there.
What was that, Wendy?
I said that's gonna add a lot of flavor then, that bouillon. Is that
Yeah.
beef
Absolutely.
bouillon that you put in?
Sorry?
Beef bouillon? What kind of bouillon?
I use now this is strange. I use a chicken bouillon with a beef
With a
meatloaf.
beef meatloaf.
Okay,
We should be telling y'all all this.
Oxymoron. So now I'm going to knead this. This is this is a very crucial part too, because when you knead the meatloaf with all the Paris vegetables, you want to make sure that you knead it deeply, because what that does, we put the meat in there.
Okay.
This is the 5 pounds of ground beef. And I got a hidden secret as well. A lot of times meatloaf can become dry, so I use a little Italian seasoning, Italian meat.
Italian style, sausage.
Put that in there. Because what that
Lord,
does,
give
that
away all your
gives it
secrets.
a nice, rich, robust
I know,
flavor.
wait a second, it's not a secret, but that's what we do.
No, it's fine. Because hopefully one day, I'll go ahead, put all that in there. I'm gonna knead all that together. Can I get now the Italian sausage?
Did I say that I work in the office doing management?
She's excellent. I wish everybody can clap right now. That's enough. Right?
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, so we're gonna knead this, and I'll get that mixing bowl right there. So what happens is, once the egg yolk, the egg is the actual binder, and the crackers is the filler. The crackers gives it that body, so you won't be tasting meat, but yet you won't be tasting crackers. Ooh wee, ooh wee.
Yeah, my dad loves meatloaf, and his favorite thing then is leftover meatloaf and making a meatloaf sandwich.
And am I
Yes.
telling the truth, Wendy? I mean, and especially when it's so delicious and
Yes.
juicy.
And you can get
Oh.
meatloaf sandwiches at 6108 West Blue Mound any time of day.
Okay, I might have to pick one up for him. Yeah.
No, did I say any time of day? I'm sorry, on Wednesdays.
Say this over here.
Meatloaf Wednesday, Wednesday meatloaf. And did you treat the pan, Angela? Did you butter the pan or just put it in a regular pan?
Now, he just actually puts it in there only because of the wetness. We really don't have sticky, but
Right.
you may want to spray that pan down just in case it gets a little bit too much love in the oven around the edges.
Okay, and then,
So this right here is nice loaf. It's gonna go into the oven.
okay. Do you prefer glass or metal for loaf pans for meatloaf?
At the restaurant, we do use big metal pans. I have to be honest on that part. At home, I use a glass.
A glass
With the
one.
big
Okay, so
one.
either one can work then, either one.
Yep, either one can work. When you're
Okay.
using a lot, cooking a large amount, you have to really use the commercial type.
Use a
of
nice hotel
Sure.
pan, a hotel pan that will compensate for the mixture of the 5 pounds.
Nice.
Usually it yields 2 hotel pans. When you're using that, that's approximately about 45 servings that we made. A little bit too much for both of us. You know, we,
Yeah.
you know,
Like, and with
it's just
hotel
us.
pans is those long aluminum pans. If you're buying something for a big family,
Yeah.
get a big, large aluminum pan, you'll be good.
Good.
Now the company at Meatloaf, we want to make some delicious cabbage.
Okay,
Oh my goodness.
Now, you'll see me going back and forth during this segment because I have to get some items.
Now,
Okay.
this is very fresh cabbage, only 1 cabbage on there, her. You can either pound it, you can't do that with a head of cabbage, but you do that with lettuce. So you cut it, I usually cut the core out right here.
okay.
That's where I do, I cut it, and I slice it right here.
Slice.
then I cut it right here.
Oh,
You have a V
he's
here,
getting fancy.
I cut the V there. Pour that out. And the core is here, cut that V there.
Yep. Good.
Pour that out. And I just make it look about 2 inches.
Yeah, making slices.
Okay, so pretty rough cut.
Now, cabbage is a dish that actually is very volatile. It has its own flavor by itself. So
True.
what we want to do, remember, I always said when I started, seasoning and flavor. So with
Okay.
the cabbage, we want to throw in 2 tablespoons of red pepper flakes, gives it that bite.
That's that kick.
And then 3 tablespoons of bouillon. This is chicken bouillon. And you throw it in there and put it in water for a half hour.
Okay. And then that's you boiling it. You bringing it to a boil?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Now, back in the day, we used to, like, growing up, we fried bacon and we would put our cabbage and onions in that bacon grease. We did that, but this way it's a little bit, it's not a little bit, it's a lot of bit healthier. So we decided to go with boiling.
Smoked turkey.
Yeah.
This is what we use as our flavoring, smoked turkey.
Nice.
With cabbage and the red pepper flakes and I wish you could smell the flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I appreciate that. That's great using the smoked turkey as opposed to bacon. If you want to do bacon and have a treat once in a while, that's fine too. But again, doing a little bit maybe more on the healthy side for regular.
Yeah,
That's
Absolutely.
wonderful.
A lot of customers love that it's smoked turkey versus any other meat besides turkey.
Yeah, and in our sides, we only use smoked turkey. You know, sometimes even our vegetarians, they want us to use no meat at all. But we're not there yet, but we're gonna get there for our vegetarians, so that they can have a choice with no meat option. But just so we weren't putting pork in all of our vegetables and things, because Southern cooking, we love that
Absolutely.
fat flavor. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
butter, fat, lard.
No,
But
No, you gotta have it.
Is we're getting older, we have to be healthier, so we have to find other ways to make the food,
Yeah.
you know, good but healthier.
yeah,
Wonderful.
I'm only 22 years old, so I'm doing pretty good.
You look pretty good. You look pretty good.
Okay, what's that?
Okay,
So-
now, yeah,
The next thing that we do, we got the cabbage going and we got the meatloaf in the oven and we want to make a pan gravy. Now, a lot of times people use the juices from the actual meats, whether it's chicken, whether it's poultry, or whether it's the beef. It's called the Demi-Glaze. That's the DNA of the food. So you want to take that juice actually from that meat and make our own pan gravy to go on top of that. So we got some Demi-Glaze.
okay.
I would like to assist him, but he's moved so fast.
He goes, he's a show unto himself.
Yes, I'm just standing
Stir
there
that
looking
up.
pretty.
See, if you can see that, that's the Demi-Glaze from that meat.
So
loaf.
what does it start with? It starts with the butter.
Actually,
what does it start with?
sometimes people use just a straight butter for a gravy, but when you use Demi-Glaze, it's the fats
The drippings from that meat.
or the drippings.
Yeah,
And
I
those
also,
are-
I have added butter to my
Yeah.
drippings. So,
But when you get that Demi-Glaze, you get the actual DNA of the food, and then you just add your little flour to it and little mushroom. You can pep it up because you can always create your own dish as long as you have the basic concepts of the food. You have you have the flour, and you have the oil. That gives you the root.
oh, yeah. Sometimes, you know,
Don't
like
that look good?
it do, that butter, drop some onions up in there, let it fry, get that good.
So then
Okay.
you would really plate this all together. You'd have meatloaf, you'd put one of those lovely biscuits that I keep eyeing over there, and then some gravy over both.
What's that, huh?
So you would take the meatloaf and plate it along with the cabbage and the biscuit and put some gravy over it then.
Yes, we would. So if we're gonna do that, like I say, we're in our home kitchen, so he's grabbing a nice little plate. Woo. I'll get the cabbage.
So the meatloaf is done, it's cooked. Now, this I want to say, a lot of people cook their food well done. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on how you cook your food. It's a preference like. But this is medium well. It's juicy. It's not dry. The meatloaf is delicious. And we're going to just show you what we serve. You got spatula? We're going to plate up a piece of meatloaf here.
Okay. Yeah, we're running around this kitchen.
Healthy
Now,
piece of
these are
meatloaf, healthy piece.
Oh, OMG.
Uh-huh.
Now that's a
That's
big,
good.
huge chunk of meat.
And, you know, I asked my customer, is this too much meat to give you? And after they got a, carrot go tray, I guess they say it's not too much. So
Well, leftovers are always good too, so,
absolutely, and they love that.
yeah.
We have a delicious roll that
Yeah,
goes
those
with this.
Here's the cooked cabbage.
Look
You
at
can
that.
see those red flakes. You can
Look
see
at
the
that
smoked
cabbage,
turkey.
the smoked turkey.
Nice.
roll. And
Nice.
And it smells so
You
good.
throw your two
It
rolls
almost
in.
looks like corned beef and cabbage.
And so now I'll do a part on the last touch.
You gotta get some gravy over those biscuits.
Now, honestly, these are dinner rolls, just regular normal dinner rolls that you get to heat and serve.
Can I just drop it down?
I love that with my meatloaf. Some people love the cornbread that we make. That'll have to be another
Sure.
segment.
Yeah, your cornbread's
Hot water
amazing.
versus regular cornbread.
Can you just get a close up on it? Just
That big chunk of
This
meat.
is like another a woman. Did I say that?
Did you say another one?
I mean, not
Hmm?
another, not you, baby.
Okay, you know what?
I mean,
I said it was a big chunk of meat, and then he said it was like a.
oh,
Beautiful. Oh, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. Oh, you demonstrated a lot for us. Yeah. Okay, so Angela and Benny, what will you say to somebody who's thinking about starting this business, who's thinking about starting a catering business, or who's already in the food and beverage business? What's some good, solid advice or words of wisdom as we close out the show?
Listen to your customers, because
Yes,
that's where
that's
your money's
very
coming
true.
from. Be nice
Yes.
to them, love on them, treat them like you would if they were at your dining room
Absolutely.
table. Take good notes from those who've done it before you. Go to solid corporations and companies that can help you stay in business, and go take some classes, get in school.
absolutely. Listen,
Uh-uh.
Angela said, listen to your cousin. When we first started, we were doing styrofoam. And I would go out and talk,
Only.
how's your meal? You like everything? They said, this food would be great if we were able to eat on plates.
On real
And
plate.
so we took that to heart and we changed our whole dynamic. We changed it to silverware and plates because one customer, just one, came in and told us we could put on plates.
Yeah, it said the food
Customers-
deserved to be
It
on
deserved
real
to be on
plate.
plate.
Well, we didn't
Mhm.
have dishwashers, so we were like.
To entrepreneurs who are starting to pursue this career,
Yeah.
I would say you have to have tenacity. You will already know by what you already doing that you're building yourself up. You're working in different areas. You're already prepared already. You just have to take that leap. You have to believe in yourself and take that leap
And work it.
and work your vision. It does, as long as you have a support, you have to have a support group. And the support is out there. You got WWBIC, you got different entrepreneurs that's out there. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We ask questions. We ask you, how do we do this? How do you do that? We ask questions.
Mhm.
A lot of people just want to try to figure it out. No, ask the question. And people will answer. You'd be surprised who people will
Who
answer.
will help you?
Absolutely.
There's businesses soul food restaurants that were open before us who were
Yes.
happy to share with us their trials or
True.
their successes, things that you can do
Yeah.
to really help yourself. So we're out here
Excellent.
to help.
Oh,
And
that's
just
wonderful.
Have fun doing it.
Yep, that's the other part. Life is short. Life is short. So bravo. Thank you, Angela and Willie Smith. You're delightful. We got lots of things that we'll be able to cook up. You shared from the heart about the person, about the entrepreneurial journey, and about the very successful businesses, 2 locations, Blue Mound Road and heart of Milwaukee and the West Side, as well as the catering business. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.